I am sitting here looking at a ton of movies. I got almost 50 new Scream Factory titles to go over with you guys today. We're going to get started right after this. Welcome back to Pop's Movie Dungeon. Alright guys, welcome back to Pop's Movie Dungeon. Thank y'all so much for clicking on that video. As you guys know, I've been chasing down these Scream Factory titles for the better part of two and a half years now. And I am just about to the end, guys. I have got all the collector's editions. I have got all the Shout Selects. I have almost got all the standalone editions. After this video here, I have about maybe 30 still coming in the mail, and I have 3 more I still have to purchase. Those 3 are kind of pricey, so I'm trying to wait on good deals for those. I still have to get a handful of the double features and a handful of the box sets. But with the exception of that, maybe 1 or 2 more videos, I should be completely caught up with Scream Factory. So, is my channel going to change? No, I'm still going to pick up the new Scream Factory stuff coming in. So you're still going to get some Scream Factory updates. But the days of seeing 30, 40, in this case almost 50 titles from Scream Factory in one video, those are going to be a thing of the past. These videos are fun to make. I love showing off these movies to you guys, but I'm not going to lie, when you have 30 plus movies to go over in one video, yeah, it's a little daunting. But I do have a good time doing this with you guys. I love sharing my collection with all you guys. But if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am making that mad dash whatever to 1,000 subscribers. My 1-year anniversary is July 3rd. And I would love to hit that mark by then. Probably ain't going to happen. I'm still sitting at about 888 right now. So, guys, with your help, maybe I can reach that goal. But if not, it ain't no big deal. It's just a goal I kind of set for myself when I started out almost a year ago. But guys, regardless whether I hit that goal or not in 1 year, I really don't care. I'm having a blast with this. Love the back and forth with all you guys. You guys always comment on the videos. It's a great time. It's something I look forward to every day is checking my comments. I try to reply back to every one of them. But guys, just know that I appreciate all the support. You guys know I do. I can't say it enough. Hey guys, one last thing before we get started. As you guys may know by now, I was nominated for Horror YouTuber of the Month. And my buddy Garrett over at Born to Be Rad, he put a nomination video out there. And all you have to do is go to his video and down in the comment section of that video, and I will link the video down below in this one here. All you have to do is go there and cast your vote. I would really appreciate your vote for Pop's Movie Dungeon. We have about a little less than a week left in the voting, and I think right now I'm sitting at about 2nd place. So if you guys could go out there and cast a vote and help push me over the top, it would be great to win that. But whether I win, whether I lose, it was just an honor to be nominated. But guys, thank y'all so much for doing that. And like I said, that link will be down below. And if you have any questions, you can always find me on Instagram. If you can't find the video or the link or whatever, you can always find me on Instagram. You can hit me up in the comments down below, and I'll do whatever I can to lend you a hand. But guys, we're going to go ahead and get started because, like I said, I got just shy. And I may have miscounted, guys. So if you guys are going to go through and count every movie, if I mess up the count a little bit, I apologize. But it's right at 50 titles. I do have like 4 double features here. And so I may be over 50. But you guys have a general idea. It's a shitload of movies. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. These first 6 movies are going to be recent releases by Scream Factory. And I have 1 Shout Select mixed in here also. Guys, the first one is one that I'm a big fan of. I seen this movie years ago, and the first time I seen it, it blew me away. It was a lot more intense, a lot more creepy and scary than I thought it was going to be, and that is The Ghost in the Darkness. Now, if you guys have not seen this stars Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer. This is a high recommend, guys. This is a fun movie. This movie came out in 1996, and wow, I had no idea this movie was that old. But this movie was directed by Stephen Hopkins, and he was also the director of Predator 2, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. So he's got some pretty good titles under his belt. He also did Lost in Space. Well, he was the producer in Lost in Space. Guys, if you haven't seen this, I really recommend this. It says, a bridge engineer and an experienced old hunter begin a hunt for 2 lions after they start attacking the local construction workers. And I'm telling you guys, this is a pretty damn brutal movie. So if you're a fan of animal attack movies, stuff like that, this is a pretty damn good one. It's one that I'm really a big fan of. Like I said, this stars Michael Douglas, Val Kilmer, Tom Wilkinson, and I don't recognize anybody else, guys. Just kind of going through real fast. But that is the original artwork there. There's your disc art. And this does come with some really great reversible art. And I actually do like that a little better. But just for nostalgic reasons, I'm going to stick with the red, I think. Like I said, this is a movie that I've seen this movie 2 or 3 times, and I think it gets better every time I watch it. So really, really glad to have that one. I was excited when they announced that one. The next movie here is one that I know I've heard of. I may have seen it. I'm not sure. But that is Antonio Banderas and Rebecca Romijn Stamos. I probably said that way wrong. But that is Femme Fatale. This movie came out in 2002. And this is a Brian De Palma film. And I don't really recognize anybody else in the cast. There's a Peter Coyote. I feel like I should know him. It says a woman tries to straighten out her life even as her past as a con woman comes back to haunt her. So Brian De Palma film, pretty solid cast. You get some nice disc art. Pretty much, the same as the cover. And you just get a shot of the film. No reversible on this one here. But yeah, this one just came out like last week. So looking forward to checking that one out. Alright. So the next one up here is the latest in the Shout Select line. And this is Shout Select number 131. And you have Al Pacino, Matthew McConaughey, and Rene Russo, and Two for the Money. So this movie stars 2 of my favorite actors. And I feel pretty confident I've seen this. I'm sure once I watch it, it's going to come back to me. You know how it goes, guys. But this movie came out in 2005. After suffering a career-ending knee injury, a former college football star aligns himself with one of the most renowned touts in the sports gambling business. And like I said, Matthew McConaughey, Rene Russo, Al Pacino. You also got Armand Assani, Jeremy Piven. This was like a real fun movie, right up my alley. I'm looking forward to checking it out. So this next one is a recent collector's edition, and it is Wes Craven's Cursed. Now, I am not very familiar with this film at all, but from what I've read, there is a certain cut of this film that has Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich from the original Scream is actually in a certain cut of this movie, I believe. If I'm wrong about that, guys, you can correct me below. But so I don't know much about it, guys. I know that everybody was hoping when this was first announced that we were going to get that cut. And supposedly it's never been released before. But since Scream Factory didn't put it on this disc here, we may never see it, from what I've read. Like I said, I'm kind of looking forward to checking it out. I know this is a werewolf movie, but other than that, I really don't know a whole lot about it. The movie came out in 2005, and of course directed by Wes Craven. It was written by Kevin Williamson, same guy that wrote Scream. And I think they were hoping this was going to be kind of another Scream franchise, but I don't think the movie did very well. The movie stars Christina Ricci, Jesse Eisenberg, Shannon Elizabeth. It's got a pretty solid cast, but from what I've heard, it's a pretty lackluster movie. I mean, I heard it's not people's favorite, whatever. A lot of people weren't very excited this was coming out. I've heard phrases like, nobody asked for this, stuff like that. But I'm looking forward to watching. I'm a big Wes Craven fan. I'm a big werewolf movie fan. There's not enough werewolf movies out there. So hopefully this is one that I enjoy. It probably won't be my favorite, but I'm still looking forward to checking it out. Kind of form my own opinion. Now, this next movie, guys, I could go into a long debate about this, but I'm just going to show you these next 2. These are the 4K releases for The Craft and Escape from New York. The reason why I'm showing you both of them, guys, is I have a thought about these, and I'm going to move on. You guys know about these. Y'all have heard people talk about these already. I'm definitely not the first one to the table with these releases here. But my thoughts on these, as everybody knows, I have all the collector's editions on Blu-ray with slipcovers. And that was not easy to do because I didn't start collecting those until 2020. So I had to go back and kind of hunt and fight and spend money to try to get all those together. I was very proud of that collection. And now they are re-releasing everything on 4K. And I know it's not just Scream Factory. You have the same problem with everything else. Everybody has a ton of Blu-rays, and all these Blu-rays are getting upgraded to 4K. So it's not just Scream Factory. It just kind of hits home a little bit for me personally because I have so many Scream Factory titles. And now that they're re-releasing them in 4K, so far I've bought every one they've released. But I'm afraid in a couple years I'm going to have a full set of Blu-ray and a full set of 4K. And it's going to be kind of silly. Now, I do like the old Blu-rays. I've decided for now at least to keep them. Just because I'm such a fan of the artwork. I'm such a fan of the special features that they had back in the day. So as of right now, my plan moving forward is I'm going to keep the 4Ks as they come out. I'm going to keep the Blu-rays, and I'm going to buy all the 4Ks as they come out. And we'll see what the future holds. It might come to a point where I go and sell all the Blu-rays on collector's editions. They probably ain't going to be worth near as much. But for right now, with just the artwork alone and the special features, I'm a big fan of all the Horrors Hallowed Ground episodes that Sean Clark put on some of those earlier discs. So just for those alone, special features, artwork alone, I'm probably just going to be double dip and keep both of them. The thing is, it's going to take a shitload of shelf space. But, you know, is what it is. But for right now, guys, I'm grabbing these as they come out. I do wish we got some new artwork. I wish that, you know, they kind of stood out above the crowd with their artwork the way they used to. You know, right now we're just getting the posters, which this is some great artwork. I'm not knocking it. But, you know, give us this on one side and their original Scream Factory artwork on the other side. That would be great. You know, something else about these that really bothered me, guys, and I know I'm not the first person to bitch about this, but you don't even get reversible artwork on this. And I do feel that as much as they're charging for these things, consider that they're re-releases. I understand they're upgrades. I mean, Scream Factory, come on, you can do better than that. But you know, that's that being said, it's probably my biggest gripe with this company right now. I know a lot of you guys have a lot more gripes than that, a lot more than I do. But that's something that does bother me. And you know, I could just be like, the hell with it, I'm not going to buy these 4Ks. But guys, over and above Scream Factory, over and above the fact that I already own these on Blu-ray, if Scream Factory wasn't even out there and I owned Escape from New York already, and this movie got released on 4K, I would still buy it. I would still upgrade. I can't tell you how many Blu-rays I have that I've upgraded to 4K. And guys, this isn't any different. It's my favorite boutique company, and you know, it just kind of sucks because I had a full collection, and so that's why it kind of hits home a little more. But enough about that, guys. I wanted to just get that out there real fast because, you know, had some movies to talk about, so I figured that was a good time to kind of bring it up. But that's not something I'm going to harp on. I mean, we all know what's going to happen. We all know they're going to continue to put out these 4Ks, re-releases. So I'm past it, guys. I'm just going to deal with it. So the surprise and the aggravation and part of it's over with. I'm going to keep on getting them once they come out, and we'll just go from there. All right, guys. Moving on next here, we have 4 double features, and I'm going to start with this one here. Now, this one here is actually not a Scream Factory release, and I don't normally get the Shout Factories. I normally stick to the Shout Selects and the Scream Factory. When it comes to the regular Shout Factory releases, I hadn't really gotten into those very much. But when I seen this one here, I had to grab it. There was a guy online that was selling a lot of Scream Factory titles that I needed, and this was one that he had in his list. And I knew this existed. I thought it was out of print, and I wasn't going to pay big money for it. And I got it from him for a really good deal. And guys, I grew up on this movie. It was a fun time growing up, and that is Breakin' and Breakin' 2. Guys, if you're as old as I am, then you grew up with these movies. You have a nostalgia for them, and they were a lot of fun. You know, the first movie is Breakin'. The second movie is Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. You know, there's been a lot of jokes about that title, but I'm really excited about checking these movies out again. I ain't seen these movies. Hell, I couldn't even tell you how long. That really good disc artwork, by the way. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you how long it's been since I've seen these movies. And I know they're going to be campy. I know they're going to be cheesy as hell, but I don't give a damn. I'm going to have an absolute blast going back and revisiting these movies again. So I am super excited to own this. Yeah, I'm just going to mix it in with my Scream Factory titles up there, I guess. But yeah. And one thing I cannot do is I can't get into getting the Shout Factory titles. Yeah, I can't. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I got this one here, and there's like 1 or 2 others I want to grab that I've kind of had my eye on for a little while. But yeah, I can't go and start chasing down all these Shout Factory titles. The Scream Factories was enough. But glad to have that one there, guys. Alright. Now we're going to get into the 3 new double features that I got. Alright, guys. First up, we have a double feature with a man, Anthony Perkins, in it. And that is a double feature called Destroyer and Edge of Sanity. I love that look of Anthony Perkins there on Edge of Sanity. Just crazy as hell. Now, I have seen Edge of Sanity, but it's been like way back in the VHS days. I don't think I've ever seen Destroyer. Destroyer came out in 1988. It says a prison riot breaks out at the moment of a serial murderer's execution by electrocution. There's a mouthful. 18 months later, a team of filmmakers converge on the prison to film a women in prison exploitation flick. Sounds like a pretty fun time. Directed by Robert Kirk. Don't know him. Like I said, this stars my man Anthony Perkins. And it also stars Deborah Foreman, which you probably know from Valley Girl. And also stars Lyle Alzado, which I know is an NFL football player. He's been in some other stuff as well. Looks like a pretty good cast, guys. Never seen it, but looks like a pretty good time. And you also got the other movie, Edge of Sanity. It says when Henry Jekyll's experiments with cocaine have gotten out of control, he transforms into the hideous Jack Hyde. As Hyde, he searches the London streets at night for his prey in whorehouses and opium dens. The police can't catch him. He has nothing to lose but his mind. So basically, it's another take on a Jekyll and Hyde story. But, you know, with Anthony Perkins, it's got to be a good time, guys. I don't remember much about it. I've seen it once, maybe twice back in the day. So I'm very excited to have this one. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. And with these double features, you're not going to get reversible, but you do get some nice artwork on the inside. And there's your disc art. You know, nothing to speak of. Yeah, excited to watch this one, guys. That'll be a fun double feature. So the next double feature I want to talk about, it's a double feature of, and this is pretty much a Gremlin ripoff, the best I can tell. But this is Munchies and Munchie. So, you know, you would think that Munchie would be the first one and Munchies would be the sequel. But it looks like Munchies came out in 87 and Munchie came out in 1992. And let's see who stars in this. Anybody big? You have Harvey Korman, Charlie Stratton. Names I probably should know, but nothing is really standing out to me right now with these guys. And don't really recognize anybody else in the cast on this one. It says Simon Waterman, a space archaeologist, discovers the Munchie in a cave in Peru. Cecil Waterman, Simon's evil twin brother and snack food entrepreneur, kidnaps the creature. What Cecil does not know is that the creature, when chopped up, regenerates into many new creatures, and they are mean. Yeah, guys, I mean, you know, what can I say about it? I mean, it was a double feature. I grabbed it. If this wasn't a Scream Factory double feature, I might not have got it. Like I said, I didn't watch this back as a kid. I like the Gremlins. I watched Critters, but you know, the Munchie movies, you know, I just never really gave them a shot. Maybe they're fun. Maybe they're something I'll enjoy. But in 1992, they came out with a sequel. For whatever reason, this one was called just Munchie. I'm sure people that have seen the movie probably know why. But this one here, this actually stars Lonnie Anderson, Andrew Stevens, Art Johnson, Dom DeLuise. So you got some names of this one here. Jennifer Love Hewitt is in this. It's got to be a really early role for her. Yeah, it is. This is her first movie. So this is the first movie for Jennifer Love Hewitt. So that's pretty cool. As you guys know, I really enjoy shit like that. But yeah, guys, that's Munchies and Munchie, and I don't mean to hate on it. But you know, I own it now. I will check them out. Who knows? Maybe I'll be a fan. All right, now the last double feature I have in this update, and I want to say, matter of fact, I know that I have this as a standalone release from Scream Factory, and that is Murders in the Rue Morgue and the Dunwich Horror. And this one here, I just got to change the case out. I ain't got a chance yet, but this one here actually came all busted up. You can see there. So I just got to change out the case. So this one, the Dunwich Horror, came out in 1970. It stars Sandra Dee and Dean Stockwell, Ed Begley. So got a pretty good cast, guys, from back in the day. Talia Shire's in this. It's got to be a really young Talia Shire as well. And also stars a guy named Michael Fox. Now the interesting thing about Michael Fox is whenever Michael J. Fox came on the scene, and he went to get registered with the Screen Actors Guild, he couldn't use Michael Fox because it had already been taken. So basically, he had to throw the J in there to become Michael J. Fox, and that's how he got around that. Now, he threw the J in there supposedly because there was a Michael J. Pollard that I guess he was a big fan of, and so he threw the J in there kind of as an honor to him. So I thought that was kind of neat. I was doing some reading on that. I was trying to see if Michael Fox might be Michael J. Fox's dad. That's what got me down that path. But I thought that was worth sharing. Kind of cool. Now, the other movie on this double feature is Murders in the Rue Morgue. This came out in 1971, and this is an Edgar Allan Poe story, directed by Gordon Hessler. And this stars Jason Rhubarb, a big fan of his. Let's see. And I don't recognize anybody else in the cast. Now, for some reason, the standalone release of this, I thought had Vincent Price in it. So I'm thinking that this might be another telling, another version of that movie, Murders in the Rue Morgue. I may be wrong, but for whatever reason, the standalone I thought it starred Vincent Price. And this one stars Jason Rhubarb. So I'm thinking this might be another telling of it. You know how that goes sometimes. But I'm going to be careful here because this thing's all tore to hell. Here's the disc art. And there's your inside artwork there, guys. Now, the good thing about this one here, I want to be careful with it, but it's got a little tear in it. Right there, if you can see that or not. Anyways, a little tear right there. Not bad. But the guy from eBay did give me a full refund on this, so it worked out pretty good. And, you know, that tear is not bad enough that it's going to really bother me that much. I mean, I'm really the only one that's going to be messing with it, so pretty much got a free movie, so that's kind of cool. Alright, guys, as you know, Scream Factory and IFC Midnight have been in bed together for quite a while. I don't know if Scream Factory has released all of IFC Midnight's titles, but I know what I got on the shelf and what I'm fixing to go over right now, they got to have most all of them. But I'm a huge fan of IFC Midnight. The majority of the films that I have watched through them, I've been a fan of. So I've got quite a few here to go over, and to my knowledge, just at a glance, I don't think I've seen any of these. So these are all going to be a lot of fun. Traditionally, the IFC Midnights are more modern films that Scream Factory puts out. The IFC Midnight is probably my favorite part of the Scream Factory standalones. I love an IFC Midnight movie, and anytime I grab one and I look down at the bottom corner and I see that little logo that says IFC Midnight, yeah, I'm all about it, guys. All about it. Big IFC Midnight fan. All right. So, with that being said, we're going to try to get through these as fast as we can. Just to give you a general idea, yeah, that's all IFC Midnights, guys. So the first one we have here is a movie that came out in 2018, and that is a movie called Wildling. I have a hard time saying that word for some reason. Wildling. Directed by Fritz Baum. I look on here and I don't recognize any of the cast. I'm probably, instead of just saying I don't recognize anybody in the cast, if anybody's notable in any of these movies, I will call that out. But just to save time and to make this go a little faster, if I don't recognize anybody, if they're a bunch of no-names, there's no reason to me call out a bunch of names that probably nobody knows. But in this case here, guys, that's pretty much it. You do have a couple pretty good names in this. You have a couple actually really big names in this. You have Brad Dourif, Mr. Chucky, and you have Viv Tyler. But it says a blossoming teenager uncovers the dark secret behind her traumatic childhood. And you know, every once in a while, I do put one of these in and start watching it and realize it's something that I had seen on Tubi, on Shudder, or something like that in the past, whatever. And I was like, I seen that. I like that. I'm a fan. And sometimes I'm like, oh shit, I've seen this before, and it was all right. But yeah, I don't know if I've seen this one or not, guys. With Brad Dourif and Viv Tyler in it, I think I would have remembered. But there's another shot of the front. You know, nothing special on the back. Additionally, the IFC Midnights are usually the ones that you're going to get a slipcover on. But I double checked all these, with the exception of maybe one or two here. None of these that you see here without a slipcover ever came with one. There's a cool shot on the inside, but no reversible artwork. Look at the damage on my slipcover there. Ugh. And yeah, you see the case. The case has got some damage. Yeah, I didn't even see that when it came in. Dadgummit. But you know, this is my collection. It'll sit on the shelf. I'll get that replaced someday, or I'll get the case replaced at least. That'll be easy. Getting the art replaced is not quite so easy. But it's not terrible. It's not bad. Just an annoyance. I hate that though. Alright, well, that's the Wildling. Next up, we have a movie called Midnighters. Came out in 2017, directed by Julius Ramsey. Plot of the movie says their marriage was already in trouble, then came the accident and bad decisions. Their trouble just got so much worse. So, the plot don't really tell you a whole lot. But this one here, you do get some reversible. So there is the front of the box there. There's the back. Not that you can read any of that. And there's your disc art. And with this one, you do get a reversible artwork. So not sure which one I like better. Probably that one there. But yeah, that is Midnighters. Yeah, none of these really have any special features, guys. I mean, you got like deleted scenes and theatrical trailer stuff like that. But unless it's something that really stands out with special features, I probably won't mention it, guys. All right. So next up, we have a movie called The Housemaid. This movie came out in 2016. It was directed by Derek Wynn. And do we get any reversible on this? No, we do not. We get some disc art there, pretty nice. And just a shot of the film. And that is The Housemaid. Now, this one here was a little more. You know, all these titles I'm showing you now, most of these were out of print. Every once in a while, I'd find one that was still in print, and I got off Deep Discount or Shout's website. You know, pretty inexpensive. But this one here was out of print, so I paid a little more, not a lot, but a little more for that one there. So that one there is definitely out of print. All right, next up we have a movie from 2015, and it's called The Devil's Candy. Interesting title. Pretty cool artwork there. This was directed by Sean Byrne. This stars Ethan Embry, which you probably remember him from Vegas Vacation and Can't Hardly Wait. That's what I know him from. and you don't really see anybody else. But it says here on the cover, it says, from the producers of Your Next and Blair Witch. So 2 movies that I'm fans of. It says a struggling painter is possessed by dark forces after he and his young family move into their dream home in rural Texas in this creepy haunted house tale. Yeah, all about it, guys. I like me a haunted house story. Really cool disc art on this one here. And there's the reversible. I think I'm a bigger fan of that artwork there. I'm going to keep it on that side. Yeah, Devil's Candy. It's going to be a fun one, guys. I love these IFC Midnights. Alright, next up we have a movie called The House on Willow Street. The movie came out in 2016, and it says, after a young woman is kidnapped, her captors soon come to realize that in fact they may be the ones in danger, and this young woman has a dark secret inside her. So, if you can see that artwork on the back there, guys, yeah, she looks kind of messed up in that picture there. So it looks to me like they kidnapped the wrong girl, and she turned out to be possessed, and they got their hands full. So there's the disc art, and no reversible, just a little shot of the film there. Yeah, guys, I love the IFC Midnights. I really do. I ain't gonna say that about everyone, but every time I see one of these movies, it's like, damn, I want to see that. Damn, that looks good. So, Now, this next one here is one that I've been wanting to see for a while. I'm a huge Psycho fan, Psycho 2, Alfred Hitchcock, and this is a documentary that I've really been wanting to see for a while, and I'm glad that I finally own it. And that is 78/52 Hitchcock shower scene. So it is a documentary based on the shooting of the shower scene in the original Psycho. And yeah, I'm all about it, guys. I love being a good documentary, and this is one that seems like it's going to be right up my alley. This one was filmed in 2017. It says, an unprecedented look at the iconic shower scene in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, the man behind the curtain, and the screen murder that profoundly changed the course of world cinema. I mean, everybody knows what an impact this movie had on the horror genre. I mean, how many horror movies would we not have had made if this one here didn't break some ground? I'm such a fan of this movie. This documentary was directed by Alexandra O'Felipe. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. And you have Alfred Hitchcock as himself and archive footage. That's going to be interesting. And Elijah Wood is playing himself, which I'm sure he's just talking about, his fandom of the movie. And you got some other people in here that I should probably recognize, but I'm not going to go through all of them. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one, guys. I've heard this is a great documentary. And a movie's great if you can make a documentary just on the shooting of one scene. That lets you know just how powerful that scene is. But you do get a DVD and a Blu-ray in this thing here. And, oh, that's fucking cool. Excuse my language. That's cool as hell. Yeah, you got the motel sign on the back side there, guys. Man, these movies are so damn great. And these are some of the reasons why I love horror movies so much. Yeah. I'm excited about that one there. I might watch that tonight. Alright. So next up we have a movie called Darkness Rising. And this movie comes from 2017. Look at that artwork, guys. What a cool shot there. What a cool image on the artwork. But this stars Tara Holt, Bryce Johnson, and Katrina Law. And like I said, it came out in 2017. It says a woman and her friends break into her abandoned childhood home where her mother went mad and nearly murdered as a child. Directed by Austin Redding. And yet, like I said, Tara Holt, Bryce Johnson, Katrina Law. It says Ted Raimi's in this. Pretty interesting. And usually if there's a Raimi brother, usually they wrote, directed, produced something, but I don't see them listed anywhere on the writing or directing credits. But yeah, Darkness Rising. Yeah, excited to check that one out. And of course you have a loose disc in here, which is great. The joy of buying used, guys, right? So this does have a DVD and a Blu-ray. You see there. And I don't think it has any... Yeah, it has reversible artwork, and you gotta love that punch there. Yeah, like it messes up the reversible there, but so I guess I have it on the other side. It kind of sucks, but I like the other side probably better anyway. So yeah, obviously this was a screener somebody got, and they decided to make a little money off of it. But that's fine. I got it cheap. I got this for like $12. There wasn't much to it. All right. So next up, we have a movie from 2016, and it's a movie called Killing Ground. And I really like that artwork. It's somebody being dragged away from their campsite. And I know you ain't supposed to judge a book by its cover, but that artwork kind of draws me in, being a slasher fan. It says a couple's camping trip turns into a frightening ordeal when they stumble across the scene of a horrific crime. This was directed by Damien Power. But yeah, I'll show you the artwork again, guys. There's the back. I know you guys can't see that very well. And the inside disc art is you do get it. This is a DVD Blu-ray combo, and the disc art is just the same as the cover there. And do we get reversible? We do not. Just get some artwork there. But yeah, another one I think is going to be a good time. So that is The Killing Ground from 2016. All right. So next up, we have one that actually comes with a slipcover. And all the rest of these all have slipcovers. And this is a movie from 2016 as well, and it's called The Midnight Man. And this movie is directed by Travis Zarwi or some shit. But on the back of the cover, it says his name is just Travis Z. So we're going to call him Travis Z. And this movie stars Summer Howe, Lynn Shay, and Mr. Robert Englund, Mr. Krueger himself. It says a girl and her friends find a game in the attic that summons a creature known as the Midnight Man, who uses their worst fears against them. And if I had to guess, Robert Englund is playing a character called Dr. Harding. In my mind, I thought he would be the Midnight Man. The Midnight Man is played by somebody named Cal Strauss. And Cal Strauss, Cal Strauss played the Predator in the latest Predator movie. He also played something called the Cadaverius Ghost, whatever, from the show Supernatural. Never seen Supernatural. So yeah, so he must be a pretty big dude whenever he played the Predator. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Not that I was the biggest fan of the latest Predator movie. So yeah, I'm excited about checking this one out, guys. But there's a shot of the slip art. Front and back there. You got a shot of Robert Englund there on the back. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of his. You know, the artwork on the cover is the same. We got some disc art. And we do got some reversible artwork on this. Nothing spectacular. I'll go to flip it over just because we got a slip cover with that other artwork. That way we can display both. But yeah, should be a fun one. Alright. The next up, I want to say that Johnny Walker at Johnny's Boutique Podcast said he has seen this, said it was a pretty good time. And I want to say that's who told me that. So we talk about a lot of movies, so sometimes I lose track. But this is a movie from 2016, and it's a movie called A Dark Song. Pretty nice slipcover there. Front and the back. And this was directed by Liam Gavin. And I don't recognize anybody in the cast, guys. So we'll just show you all the artwork, and we'll talk about the plot of the movie. Nice disc art there. A little grassy field shot there, or whatever that is. And you got a shot of the movie. And it looks to be like a supernatural type horror movie. And it says here, a determined young woman and a damaged occultist risk their lives and souls to perform a dangerous ritual that will grant them what they want. So it sounds to me like they're fucking around with something they shouldn't, and it bites them in the ass. Just to kind of simplify that plot a little bit. Alright. Now next up, I'm a big fan of this slipcover, guys. This looks like a good time. This movie may be shit. I know you ain't supposed to judge a book by its cover like I said before. But this is a movie called Desolation. And really cool slip art there. And this came out in 2017. And this was directed by Sam Patton. And that name sounds familiar to me. And yes, Sam Patton, it says additional crew on The Purge. And he produced some other stuff, whatever. This might be his first directing credit. So this is a first time film for this director. All he's done was a couple of short movies. For any of you guys that may care. But it says a mother takes her son and her best friend on a trip into a remote wilderness to scatter his father's ashes. They must confront their fears when a lone hiker begins following them. And do we have any stars in this? We do not. So, the inside artwork is the same. You get a shot there of the back. Some scared campers. Really cool disc art. And you do get a reversible, and I was hoping, because I've seen this on IMDb, whatever. I'm a big fan of that artwork as well. So, yeah, that is Desolation. I'm gonna keep it on that side for now. So yeah, I'm excited. It looks like a pretty fun slasher movie. So should be a good time. All right. Now this next one here looks like you could find this on the shelf at Walmart. It's like one of those weekly Walmart pickups based on the cover art. Not the biggest fan of this cover art, guys, but it's movie from 2017, and it's called Devil's Gate. I don't know, it just looks a little cheesy to me, but you know, like, again, don't judge the book by its cover. Directed by Clay Staub. That's somebody I do recognize. We have Sean Ashmore's in this, and I know Sean Ashmore from playing Bobby Drake / Iceman, whatever, in the X-Men franchise. That's what I recognize him from. And he also played in the movie Frozen, not the cartoon, the one where the people get stuck up on the ski lift. Another great movie if you hadn't seen it. So that's where I recognize him from. It also stars Amanda Schull and Bridget Regan, some other young stars I'm not really that familiar with. Probably recognize them on sight. It says, seeking a missing woman in North Dakota, an FBI agent and a sheriff focus on their religious zealot husband, but discover something far more sinister. So, yeah, might be a good time. So that artwork there's a little better on the inside. And we do get a Blu-ray and a DVD in this. And it looks like some reversible artwork. So we'll see if the reversible is any better. And yeah, it's not. The reversible is just the cover. And then, of course, you have that right there. So we'll definitely flip that over. But yeah, hopefully it's a good time, guys. Any of y'all seen this, let me know, along with all the rest of these movies. I'd love to hear all y'all's comments. That's my favorite part about doing these videos, is hearing y'all's comments about them. Alright. So, next up we have a movie from 2017, and it's called 68 Kill. And this movie was directed by Trent Haga. I'm sure I'm saying most of these names wrong. The plot just says, a punk rock after hours about femininity. It says a punk rock after hours about femininity, masculinity, and the theft of $68,000. What a terrible description. And I'm sure I said those wrong. Let's try that again. Femininity, masculinity. Yeah, those are words that I shouldn't be allowed to say ever. But anyway, guys, y'all get the idea. All right, it says it started with a couple dead bodies and $68,000 in stolen cash. The storyline here says it started with a couple dead bodies and $68,000 in stolen cash. Chip Taylor's girlfriend Liza had the perfect plan to rip off her rich sugar daddy. It should have been an easy in and out kind of deal. Nobody would get hurt, and they would come out of it with enough money to solve their problems. But things started going wrong as soon as they were inside the rich man's house. And for Chip, it was only the beginning of the longest, most terrifying ride of his life. That's a better description. So, the 68 Kill, excuse me. There's the artwork, pretty decent artwork. And it feels pretty heavy, so yeah, it's got a DVD and a Blu-ray inside it. Some artwork there. And there is your reversible. That cover looks kind of familiar. So I don't think I've ever seen it, but I think I have seen this movie out in the wild before. But I'm going to flip that over just so we have both artwork represented. So, yeah, guys, that's 68 Kill. Might be a good time, but out of all the plots I've read so far, that one might be the one that has a chance to be the biggest stinker, but we'll see. Alright, next up we have a movie from 2016 as well. A lot of 2016 titles in here. A 2016 title called Kaleidoscope. Interesting artwork there. And this was directed by Rupert Jones. But this stars Toby Jones. Now, you may know Toby Jones. I think he was in the Captain America movie. He was like the mad scientist that was helped doing all the stuff, you know, for Red Skull or whatever the hell his name is. But Toby Jones is a short, little, weird-looking dude. I'll try to pop his picture up here if I remember to do so. It says a psychological thriller about the destructive relationship between a middle-aged man and his mother. So, yeah, sounds interesting. Cool artwork though. And yeah, the inside is the same. I'm sure it's probably got some reversible in here. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a Blu-ray. No DVD in this one. Also got the hole punch, which really sucks because it messes up the reversible. But you know, got it cheap, guys. You know, you get what you pay for, I guess. So that is Kaleidoscope. Don't know anything about it. So hopefully it's good. Alright, now the last UFC Midnight we have, and this is one that I'm kind of the most excited about, just based on the cover, and that is one called Low Life. Nothing about this, but the cover looks crazy as hell. Came out in 2017. It says the sordid lives of an addict, an ex-con, and a luchador collide when an organ harvesting caper goes very, very wrong. Yeah, that sounds crazy as hell. Yeah, I don't recognize anybody in the cast, guys, but yeah. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a luchador is like a Mexican wrestler. I think, don't know. But yeah, great artwork. There's the inside, and there's the back. And let's see if do we get some reversible on this. We do. You get some nice disc art there, and there's your reversible, which I will be turning around. So like I said before, so we can display both. But yeah, guys, that's the Low Life. It's one that I am looking forward to checking out. I think it's going to be pretty much a comedy. What does it classify this as? This is classified as a comedy crime drama. So not really a horror movie. But for whatever reason, they did put this under the Scream Factory label. Which, you know, they've done weirder things. But yeah, that's Low Life. Alright, guys, that is all the IFC Midnights. Now we're going to get into just the regular standalone releases, which we got a long way to go, guys. Still got a bunch. So I'm going to try to speed this up just a little bit. Alright, guys, I'm down to the last stack here. Now, don't get too excited. We still have 19 titles left, but I'm going to try to get through these as fast as I can. So the next movie up is a movie called Vicious Lips. And no, this is not one of the dirty movies from Vinegar Syndrome. It says, sometime in the distant future, a fledgling band gets an opportunity for a breakthrough if they can make it in time to a faraway planet to perform in a very popular club. So it's sort of like a, you know, sci-fi, you know, action comedy maybe. Definitely an 80s movie. And, you know, this being a music-themed movie, I was seeing if there was anybody I recognized, and there is not. But it looks like a woman, looks like a girl band, you know, trying to make it sci-fi type movie. Yeah, it could be fun. It looks very cheesy. But there's a shot of the artwork. Really great artwork. And there's the back. And you get some nice disc art here. So there's a shot of the disc. And I'll show you the inside here. It's like a band poster there. Obviously the name of the band is called Vicious. Very 80s looking, very punk rock looking. You know, I grew up during that time. Could be fun. Alright, next up we have a movie. Next up we have a movie from 1990. And this is a movie starring Eric Roberts, James Earl Jones, Megan Gallagher, Janine Turner, and Red Buttons. It's a movie called The Ambulance. Yeah, I love that cast, guys. I'm a fan of Eric Roberts and James Earl Jones. It says, a comic book artist meets a woman on the New York streets, but after a quick flirtation, she suddenly collapses and is picked up by an old ambulance. He checks all the hospitals in the area, but the woman seems to have disappeared. And this was directed by Larry Cohen. Yeah, great looking cast. I'm pretty excited to check this one out. Yeah, that is the ambulance. Really nice disc art. And we do get a reversible. That reversible definitely dates the movie. Tell me that don't like a 1990 cover. But yeah, that is the ambulance, guys. Definitely like the newer artwork better. So looking forward to checking that one out. So next up we have a TV movie by the great John Carpenter. And it's a John Carpenter film I've never seen. It's called Someone's Watching Me. I'm excited to check this one out. I'm a big John Carpenter fan. And this one here stars Lauren Hutton, Adriana Barbeau, which I think she's in every John Carpenter film, and Charles Cyphers. This is from the creator of Halloween and Escape from New York. The movie came out in 1978, made for TV movie, like I said. And a woman is being watched in her apartment by a stranger who also calls and torments her. A cat and mouse game begins. Directed by John Carpenter, written by John Carpenter. So, yeah, definitely some early work. This movie came out in 1978, same year as Halloween. So pretty interesting. And actually on the poster it says from the creator of Halloween. So I'm guessing this came out maybe right after Halloween. So, pretty cool. I'm looking forward to checking it out. It says for more than 2 decades, the movie was almost better known as the Lost Carpenter film due to its scarce availability on home video. Contrary to many countries in Europe where the movie actually got released on VHS, there's never been an official VHS release in America. Warner Brothers finally released it on DVD in 2007. And of course now we have it on the Great Screen Factory label. Alright. So moving on to the next one, we have a movie from 1991, and it's a movie called Time Bomb. Kind of some crazy artwork there. And alright guys, I usually go to IMDb obviously to tell you guys what the movie's about. This one's got one of the weirdest descriptions I've ever seen in the movie. It says Eddie is recognized on TV after rescuing 2. A group tries to kill the peaceful watchmaker. Why? He sees a cute analyst. Worst description ever. Let's go down to the bottom and find a fan description. Alright. When someone tries to murder watchmaker Eddie K., the incident triggers a barrage of nightmares and flashbacks into a past that isn't his own. Fearing for his sanity, Eddie contracts psychiatrist Dr. Ann Nolmar for help. Ann thinks he's hallucinating until another attack proves the dangers are all too real. The two of them go on the run, trying to discover the truth about Eddie's past and true identity before it kills them. Now, the thing that really excites me about this movie is it's got one of my favorite early actors in it. So one thing about this movie that really excites me is it stars Michael Biehn. You know, Michael Biehn from Terminator, Aliens. I love Michael Biehn, but, you know, I always say, I wish he'd have got more parts. Where's the Michael Biehn movie I never knew existed? Obviously also Tombstone. He was great in Tombstone. So this is another Michael Biehn picture. I'm excited just that alone. Now, the plot seems a little crazy. You know, coming out in 1991, you know, I'm expecting, you know, some early 90s sci-fi cheese. But, there's the disc art. But just Michael Biehn being in it alone is making me want to watch this. Cool action shot there on the inside. And, you know, who knows? Maybe this is going to be a hidden gem of his that I just didn't know about. That would be cool, because I am a big Michael Biehn fan. Alright. So next up we have a movie that, out of all the movies I've shown you here tonight, whatever, this one probably looks the cheesiest. It's a movie from 1990, and it's called Alienator. Yeah. It was like a fun Terminator ripoff. It says Kyle is an evil guy about to be executed on a distant spaceship. He manages to escape on a shuttle and make his way to some woods in America. The commander of the spaceship decides to send out the Alienator to execute Kyle at all costs. Kyle meets up with some teens and Ward Armstrong, and together they all try not to get killed by the pursuing woman of death. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a movie that was trying to capitalize off the Terminator success, you know, with its own little spin. It's probably a good time. I've heard a couple people say that this movie is a lot of fun, cheesy fun. It stars J. Michael Vincent. I mean, John Philip Law, which I think I recognize, but I'm not sure. And it's PJ Souls in it. You know her from Carrie. She was also in Halloween, and she was also in Stripes and Private Benjamin. So I do recognize her mainly from Halloween. And but yeah, you know, not much of a cast. I'm definitely going to go into this one with some low expectations, but we'll see what we got. Yeah, we got some disc art, nothing too crazy, and a shot of the film. So yeah, Alienator. You know, I'll throw it in one night, you know, and check it out. Maybe it'll be fun. All right. So these next two movies here, I have only seen part 1 and 2 of this series. I've never seen part 3. And I own part 1 of this series as a Scream Factory Collector's Edition. And of course, these two here is Darkman 2 and Darkman 3. And Darkman 2 is called The Return of Durant. And Darkman 3 stars the great Jeff Fahey. I'm a big Jeff Fahey fan. And it's Darkman 3, Die, Darkman, Die. Terrible title. Terrible artwork. Well, it's not too bad, I guess. I mean, it's just a little, early '90s cheese. But yeah, I remember seeing the first Darkman and really liking it. The second Darkman, The Return of Durant, was never that big of a fan of it, but I haven't seen it in years. So it'll be fun to go back and kind of check them out again. But The Return of Durant Part 2 came out in 1995, so I guess it was middle '90s cheese. And it says Darkman and Durant return, and they hate each other as much as ever. This time, Durant has plans to take over the city's drug trade using high-tech weaponry. Darkman must step in and try to stop Durant once and for all. Stars Larry Drake, which I always know Larry Drake from Dr. Giggles. I love Dr. Giggles, great horror movie. So I know him from that. And Kim Delaney's in this. Renee O'Connor. Not really seeing anybody else. A lot of times you'll see somebody that's a big star now in a movie like this. But that's all I really see about that one there. So there's Darkman 2. And pretty basic. Pretty basic. And these movies are not going to blow anybody away. They're okay. They're fun. And I'm excited to see Part 3 with Jeff Fahey to see how he does in it. But again, even with that, I'm not expecting much. Now, Part 3 to this, like I said, is Darkman 3: Die Darkman Die. Terrible title. Came out in 1996, a year later. And it says, when he double crosses a drug kingpin, Darkman must free himself of his remote control clutches. And that stars Jeff Fahey and probably nobody else. I don't recognize anybody else, but there's another shot of the artwork there. And same thing on the disc. Not much to see, guys. And you really can't see anything on the inside artwork, but I'll show you anyway. There's a dude's head there. So I now own the Darkman trilogy. Never thought I'd say that. All right. Next up, we have a movie that I've been excited about getting for a while. I'm a huge Bill Paxton fan. I'm still brokenhearted that we lost him so young. And this is a Bill Paxton movie that I'd never seen. It's very early in his career. And it's a movie called The Vagrant, starring Bill Paxton. And all it says here, it says, The Vagrant, he's not home alone. And look at that picture. You probably can't see it, but that thing in the doorway looks a whole lot like Pennywise to me. So I thought that was kind of cool. It says, a businessman buys a house, but he has a hard time trying to get rid of his previous tenant, a dirty bum. So that's not Pennywise. I guess that guy in the doorway is a dirty bum. So this stars Bill Paxton, Michael Ironside. Love me some Michael Ironside. Great bad guy. So Bill Paxton, Michael Ironside, Colleen Camp. So yeah, this one here's going to be a good time, guys. And we got a shot of the dirty bum, it looks like. There's Bill Paxton on the disc there. And he's not home alone. Bill Paxton in The Vagrant. So it's like they're trying to play off some of the Home Alone success there. Yeah, man, Bill Paxton, Twister. I loved him in Titanic. I mean, anything he was in, Aliens, anything Bill Paxton was in, man, he was just so great. Near Dark, list goes on and on, man. He's one of my favorites. So this next one here, I don't know quite why. There must have been a limited release of some kind, but this one here was not cheap. Way, way, way out of print, and I had to do some searching for this one. They were pretty proud of it. And this one came from 1979, and it's a creature feature called Up From the Depths. Pretty cool artwork there, and I'm hoping this movie is good. I hope it justifies the cost of what I had to chase this down for. But 1979, it says a giant shark-like creature preys on an Hawaiian tourist community. And stars Sam Bottoms, Susanna Reed. Yeah, not seeing anybody else in this. Oh, look at this. You have R. Lee Ermey. Wow, R. Lee Ermey in a 1967 movie. I didn't realize he acted back then. I thought Full Metal Jacket was the first thing he had ever done. Looking at his filmography real fast on IMDb. And I guess I was wrong about that. I always thought Full Metal Jacket was the earliest things he ever done. So, he was in Apocalypse Now. I did not know that. It says he was in The Boys and Company C in 1978. Then he was in Apocalypse Now. He was the Eagle Thrust 7 helicopter pilot, uncredited. And then in the same year, he did this here, Up From the Depths. And then, of course, a couple years later, that was 79. A couple years later, in 87, he did Full Metal Jacket. So, yeah, pretty cool. I thought they brought him in as a consultant on Full Metal Jacket, and he did so well, being an ex-Marine drill sergeant, that they gave him the part. That's why I thought he started acting. I didn't realize he didn't do much before then, but I didn't think he acted at all. It's pretty cool. So there is the disc art. It's a nice disc art there. It's a nice looking release. Yeah, I'm hoping this is a fun time. And there's a shot of the shark creature thing. But yeah, Up from the Depths. I mean, this came after obviously Jaws, and everybody's trying to capitalize. Maybe this is one of the good ones. So yeah, we shall see. Not much on special features, a making of featurette, TV and radio spots, and theatrical trailer. Yeah, Arlie Ermy. That'd be nice to see him in that. That'd be cool. All right, next up, we have a movie from 2015, and I love this cover here. I don't know nothing about the movie, but I love the cover, and it's called Bite. Yeah, I've always been a fan of that artwork. It says, while on her bachelorette party getaway, Casey, the bride-to-be, gets a seemingly harmless bite from an unknown insect. After the trip, Casey discovers that everything can change with a single bite. And it's like a bunch of no-names in this, best I can tell. I think I may have seen this before. I'm pretty sure, I think I have seen this before, and I remember it being okay. Yeah, I think I have seen this before. Man, look at that disc art. Chick with a bug hanging out of her mouth. And look at that artwork. So yeah, I want to say that I watched this on Shudder, and I remember it grabbing me. I remember it being something I enjoyed. So all right. I'll tell you this, guys. This stack of movies is just ridiculous. All right, this next movie came out in 1991, and it's called The Resurrected. And it says Charles Dexter Ward's wife enlists the help of a private detective to find out what her husband is up in the remote cabin owned by a family for centuries. Okay, it has Chris Sarandon in it, who played the greatest vampire in my favorite vampire movie. He was the vampire in Fright Night. This is it's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story, and it was directed by Dan O'Bannon. And you guys probably know Dan O'Bannon. He directed. He was a writer on Aliens. He was the writer on Aliens and a writer on Return of the Living Dead. And he's directed a few things as well. He directed The Resurrected, The Return of the Living Dead, and Bloodbath. Okay, so he only has 3 credits. He only has 3 director's credits. I love The Return of the Living Dead. So yeah, I'm definitely not expecting this to be anywhere in that caliber, but hopefully it's a good time. This could be a good time, guys. Like I said, I'm a fan of this director. He's written some good stuff and directed one of my favorite horror comedies. So I'm hoping that this one here, there's a reverse artwork on this one here, guys. I'm hoping this one here has a little bit of that same touch, whatever, that we got from Return of the Living Dead. Even just a little bit would make this enjoyable. So yeah, intrigued by that now, guys. All right. Next up, we have a movie that I remember seeing back in the video store shelves, way back in the VHS days. And I don't remember if I ever seen it or not, but I definitely remember this cover. And it's a movie called After Midnight. And it came out in 1989. And it says, a college class, Psychology of Fear, has a new teacher who believes that you have to feel fear to understand it. A group of students convene at the teacher's house where scary stories are told. Sounds like fun. And nobody that really is standing out as far as the actors in this goes. I mean, you have a Marge Hellenberger. That name sounds familiar to me. Okay, she's the girl for CSI, the original CSI, and she was in Species and stuff like that. That's why I recognize that name from. But yeah, nobody major, guys. But it sounds like a pretty good time. There's the artwork again, and same thing for the disc art. And I'll show you what the inside artwork looks like. A couple cool shots there. Yeah, After Midnight. I may throw it in and realize I had already seen it before, but from my memory, I don't remember much about it. Now, guys, this next movie here is just crazy as hell. I don't know why they ever made this movie. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am a fan of this guy, Vince Vaughn. I'm a fan of Vince Vaughn. But guys, truthfully, this movie here probably should not exist. Even though I've watched it probably once or twice. It was pretty ballsy for them to make this movie, and of course I'm talking about Psycho. And guys, if you hadn't seen this, this is literally a shot-for-shot remake of the original Psycho. This was directed by Gus Van Sant, and I'll give you the premise, guys. But it's literally, if you've seen Psycho, you've seen this. A young female embezzler arrives at the Bates Motel, which has terrible secrets of its own. And I'm not gonna lie, the movie is enjoyable. I mean, obviously Anthony Perkins is my favorite by a long stretch, but Vince Vaughn did a great job as playing Norman Bates. This also stars Julianne Moore, Viggo Mortensen. You have Anne Hikes as Marion Crane, William H. Macy, Robert Forster. See, I didn't remember all these stars being in it. You got Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. So yeah, you got a ton of stars in this, guys. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I seen it in theaters when it first came out, and I remember just how crazy it was. They were coming out with a remake of Psycho. It was crazy as hell to make a sequel to Psycho in the early '80s, much less make a shot-for-shot remake of the movie Psycho. That was real ballsy. But you know, if Psycho never existed, if this was the first time this movie had ever come out, I would have been a fan of it. I thought they did a great job. I remember the movie being fun. So I'm looking forward to go back and checking it out again. I mean, you know, a lot of people will probably won't even watch this movie because they're such a fan of the original. You know, like I said, you know, when I first mentioned it, the movie probably should not exist, but it does. You know, it's one of those weird things that we got that, you know, we didn't really need. But that being said, I'm looking forward to kind of checking it out again, and just, you know, just a good time, guys. It is what it is, but that is the shot-for-shot remake of Psycho. Next up is another one that I had to kind of chase down. This one was also way out of print. I don't know if it was a limited release or whatever, but it's a movie from 1982, and one I've never seen, but I'm pretty intrigued to check out. It's a movie called Time Walker. It says an alien buried in King Tut's tomb terrorizes a college campus. Okay, and it's like a bunch of names I don't recognize, guys. I see James Karen, you know, from Return of the Living Dead. So I like him. Sherry Belafonte, which is obviously what's his nuts daughter, I think. Yeah, don't really recognize anybody else's name in here, guys. But yeah, you know, it's gonna probably be a cheesy sci-fi movie, but never seen it. For whatever reason, it was not cheap. And there's the disc art and shot of the film. So it's one of those movies that I hope is at least enjoyable, because they pay crazy money for it, but it was out of print money. I mean, and you collectors know what I'm talking about, more than you probably want to pay for it. All right. Next up, we have a movie from 1971, and I'm real excited to have this because I now have all three of these movies. I have this one here, the 71 movie of Willard. I also have the remake with Crispin Glover, and I have the sequel to this called Ben. So I have all three of these now, so I'm excited to sit down and check all these out. It says a social misfit uses his only friends, his pet rats, to exact revenge on his tormentors. Directed by Daniel Mann, and the guy that plays Willard in this is Bruce Davison. And you probably know him from the X-Men movies. He was the guy from the first X-Men movie, the politician that was trying to, you know, do away with mutants, and he's the one that got turned into water or whatever. Anyway, he plays the main guy in this. It also stars Sandra Locke. Everybody knows what I think about her. Ernest Borgnine's in this. He's a great actor. But one cool thing about the remake that Crispin Glover was in, that and I talked about this in a previous video, but they actually have a painting over a fireplace in the movie on the remake, and the painting is of Bruce Davison, the guy that plays the original part. So I had seen the original. I've never seen the remake, but I haven't seen the original since I was a kid. So really excited about checking it back out again. This is a DVD and a Blu-ray release. There's the artwork there, and there's the shot there. Now, I seen this when I was a kid, like on HBO or something like that. I remember enjoying it. I know it's an old movie, so hopefully it holds up. But I do remember this being a good time. So yeah, I'm excited about checking out this one and Ben, and then the remake with Crispin Glover. And I think Crispin Glover would be great in this role. All right. So moving on to the next one here. We're getting close, guys. All right, this one here is a movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, William Baldwin, and Donald Sutherland. What a cast, right? And it's a movie from 1999 called Virus. And I remember when this came out. I don't think I ever seen this, though. If I seen this, it wasn't in theaters. I'm pretty sure I would have rented it. It says, after outrunning a typhoon at sea, a strong-willed tugboat navigator and her crew discover a high-tech alien life form that's taking control of a Russian research vessel and aims to destroy on a massive scale. Directed by John Bruno. And again, it stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Donald Sutherland, William Baldwin, and not seeing anyone else I recognize. But yeah, Virus. I do remember this movie coming out. I'm sure once I start watching this, all going to come back to me. But there's the inside shot there, and guys, this one here for a standalone release, the blue right there, that's all special features. So every once in a while, these standalones will really surprise you with the amount of features. It makes you wonder why they didn't get a collector's edition. So yeah, excited to check that one out. I do feel like I've seen that. All right. Now, this one here is one of the reasons why I didn't grab that Species box set. I now have all the Species movies from Scream Factory, and that is Species 2. And for whatever reason, this one being out of print, this one also was not cheap. This one came out in 1998, and I'm sure you guys know the premise of this, but it says an astronaut gets infected with alien DNA during the first mission on Mars and runs amok on Earth. Preston and Laura team up with a peaceful, genetically re-engineered seal to track the monster down. Of course, this stars the beautiful Natasha Hendricks, Michael Madsen. I love Michael Madsen. Marge Hellenberger, here she is making another appearance. James Cromwell, and I think that's about it. Species 1 and 2 being really good, and the series kind of falls off after that for me. I think I've only seen the first 3, and what is there, 4 or 5, whatever there is. But yeah, Species 2. Looking forward to checking this one out. I got the collector's edition of the first one up there. So that'll be a fun double feature one night. And I'll probably go ahead and watch all these just so I can say I did and kind of form an opinion on the whole series. Really like that reverse artwork there. So yeah, Species 2. I'm excited to check it out again. It says on the back in big bold letters, great special effects. So, all right. Now this next one here is one I've never seen. I was a little pissed when this came in. I bought it used from eBay. The movie was still The movie was still new, but this slipcover is beat to hell and back. But you just got a slip, better than none, I guess. Came out in 2017, and it says and I'm sorry guys, there's a movie called Jackals. Sorry, I'm on like movie 48 here. I'm getting a little tired, but it's called Jackals, and this movie came out in 2017, and it says set in the 1980s. And a strange family hires a cult deprogrammer. What the hell's a cult deprogrammer? To take back their teenage son from a murderous cult. But find themselves under siege when the cultists surround their cabin, demanding the boy back. And I don't recognize anybody in this one either, guys. Well, that's a lie. There's about 6 down. You have Stephen Dorff in this. I like Stephen Dorff. But that seems to be the only notable name I see here. But yeah, there's another shot of that beat up slip. It looks like almost like it got wet and dried again, but it is what it is. Pretty cool looking artwork there, and nothing really to see on the inside. I'm not even gonna take that artwork out. There's nothing there. It's like black. But yeah, this could be a good time. It says hunting season has begun. Looks like it could be a pretty fun horror flick, guys. Excited to check that one out. That almost could pass for an IFC Midnight. But nope. I don't see IFC Midnight on here anywhere. Alright. Last one, guys. We have made it to the end. And this one here is a movie from 2017. And it's called The Cured. Have not seen this movie. Do not know anything about it. It says a disease that turns people into zombies has been cured. The once infected zombies are discriminated against by society and their own families, which causes social issues to arise. This leads to militant government interference. Pretty cool premise, I have to say. I mean, I never really thought about that, but let's just say there was a cure for a zombie apocalypse. You know, and they were able to turn the zombies back. They once were zombies. That's a pretty cool premise for a movie. Sam Keeley, Elliot Page, name sounds familiar. Don't recognize them though. Don't really recognize anybody else. Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued to check that out. It just says a unique take on the Walking Dead genre by Rolling Stone magazine. Heartbreaking, compelling, and terrifying. The cure is just the beginning. So yeah, this could be a good time. Could be a snooze fest. You know, I don't know, but I'm trying to be positive. There's the disc art, and you do get some reversible on this. This also could be an IFC Midnight. Actually, guys, I'm a dumbass. This actually is an IFC Midnight. It doesn't say it on the slipcover, but I see it on the back. It says IFC Films. Okay, so it's not IFC Midnight. It's just IFC Films. So I guess I'm not a total screw up. But there's the reversible artwork. A little dark if you guys can see that. I will turn it around to that other side so we can get both artworks. But yeah, I thought I must be an IFC Midnight whenever I was getting them all out earlier, but this is just an IFC Films. Okay. So guys, that's going to do it. That is my almost 50 Scream Factory titles, and I think if you count 2 movies on the double features, it might be over 50 titles. But yeah, I got a stack here, guys. It's pretty impressive. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm about to lose my voice. I feel like I've been talking for a while. But thank y'all for watching. I'm going to be going out of town this weekend, so maybe a few days without a video, but I am going to be on Born to Be Rad stream tomorrow night. I'm filming this on Wednesday night. So I'm going to be on Born to Be Rad's channel at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Depending on when I get this video up, that might be relevant, it might not. But I'm nominated as Horror Channel of the Month, and he's going to have me on kind of talking about my channel, just like a one-on-one interview. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if for some reason this video goes live after I get done with that interview, go back and find it if you missed it and check it out. My goal is to get this thing edited tonight and get it up tomorrow afternoon before I go live with Garrett. But that's going to be 10 o'clock Thursday night, an hour before he goes over to Dead Pit to do the Vinegar Syndrome feed they do every year for halfway to Black Friday and Black Friday. But guys, be sure to check me out over there. Go over to Garrett's channel and vote. Again, that's going to be linked down below where you can go vote for me for the Horror Movie Channel of the Month. But guys, again, thank y'all for all the support. You guys mean the world to me. I love doing this. You guys are a blast. The interaction back and forth with you guys, it's just fantastic. So please, you comment down below any of these titles that I should watch first. As always, I really appreciate you guys, watching. You guys take care. I never know how to end these videos. I feel like I just ramble, so I'm just going to say bye. Love you guys. Take care. See y'all in the next video.